We've been bringing on the elite of the elite as an owner of McAllen Roofing, one of Inc. 5000's fastest growing companies, business leader of the year. I understand the king of the roof, a Better Business Bureau board member. I mean, wow, extremely impressive. So you've had one hell of a career. Brian, what I want to start with is, maybe I'm crazy, but since the day I got involved with Powur, I've always thought that there was a division for roofers. The trusted expert of the roof would want to be selling solar. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, it just makes perfect sense. I mean, there's this big movement that's happening right now, where some solar installers are actually becoming roofers, and it's becoming a real threat almost to the roofing industry. And a lot of the roofers are becoming solar installers. And so, personally, I got into it because I don't want to be left behind.
Yeah, I know the feeling. And you kind of represented that whole ecosystem with Powur, right? As a roofer for us, then selling and installing. You've kind of taken that whole journey with us. What's that been like?
Yeah, I mean, Power has really brought a lot of value to our company because, as a roofer, we're not only just doing roofs for ourselves, but we're actually doing roofs for other reps as well that are, kind of in Power's. So it's worked out really well for us.
Yeah. And it's not just the roofing industry, Brian. What would you say to the contracting, the home service industry, everybody that's going to go through this, economy or whatever's
Yeah.
happening right now in the world? What would you say to all the guys out there and gals that are working on homes and working for homeowners?
The hardest part about this business is really getting in front of somebody. It's really having that authentic conversation. It's explaining to them. Most people don't actually understand the benefits. They're just starting. We're at the early adoption stages right now, where people are just starting to learn about this. And so it doesn't matter whether you're a roofer or HVAC or a painter. If you have the opportunity to sit in front of somebody and have that authentic conversation, you have an opportunity to utilize Power and make a lot of money.
So for all the roofers out there, you're at the top of the food chain, right? We talked about your resume. You probably have what most roofing companies and executives want. Why this for you right now? Why this adding this to your portfolio now?
It just made a lot of sense to me because we already have the phone calls coming in. We already have those leads. We already have those opportunities to sit down with those clients. And it just makes perfect sense to have that second option and say, hey, go solar. Because we know if we're not going to do it, that somebody else will. Why would we give that opportunity of revenue, to increase our revenue, to increase our profits, and also help our salesmen make more money? It wouldn't make sense not to do it.
Yeah. So I spend a good portion of my days talking to people about why Powur. If they're going to get into solar, why Powur? You had a chance to do your due diligence, your reputation's on the line, your company's name, everything that you've built. Why Powur? What was that? What was that decision process for you?
Everybody at Power is really, really great to work with. That's probably one of the biggest decisions, the reasons for my decision. Another thing is also the revenue share. It's unlike anything out there. The cost of goods model, extremely important. It's not a red line model. So we have an opportunity to still be competitive in the marketplace. In a position where a lot of people with that red line model are not able to be competitive. Um, so that's one of the main reasons why obviously I chose Power. The people are amazing to work with. The rev share model also. Uh, Everybody's goal in life is to be able to make income after they've stopped working, and Power gives you that opportunity to do that.
Okay, so Brian, we started touching a little bit about revenue. You're a savvy, sophisticated business guy. What kind of revenue potential do you see for your company next year and in the years beyond? What are your goals here? What are your targets?
I mean, as far as my roofing company, another one of the main reasons that we hopped on board is because you guys handle all the back end office, uh, and when you're talking about overhead versus your revenue and what you actually can produce and the output that you have to put out to obtain that type of, income from that revenue. Power really puts you in a position, because they take care of all the accounting. They take care of all the project management, and in my business, I pay $150,000 a month uh, just to handle that amongst all the other crazy things I have to do with hiring, with firing, and accounting and keeping track of everything. So that's probably one of the most exciting things as far as, the cost versus the revenue produced in this business. It's really unbelievable. I perceive that we'll probably be in the 15 to $25 million range.
Wow, that's extraordinary. I think Charles Thompson mentioned that you had mentioned that it'd be cool if you had somebody doing for your roofing business what Power does for the solar side of it.
Yeah, I can. I pay $150,000 a month for that. I'm like, and in this program, it's, for the average user, it's $85 a month. I mean, how can you beat that? You can't. Like, I'm like, hey, we need an online program where they do all our project management and all we do is worried about getting paid. And selling. That'd be great. I'll take it all day because I got all the leads in the world.
I get it, man. So look, we're in the construction business just like you, and we know that things happen and projects get stalled and supply chain, all the things that are happening in the world right now. But what's your experience in total been? Because anybody can say anything, right? When you get in Power and you start to work with our company, what's your experience been like so far to date?
Yeah, of course. Obviously with any company, there's growing pains, especially with the large shift that's really happened recently, where you guys sold 500 more projects in a month than you had expected because of the increasing rates of electricity. That's normal. I think people are understanding of that when you explain it to them. So that's not really been an issue. But the fact that you guys really have that communication down, you guys do communicate with all the project managers, you do communicate with all the clients. And so that experience has honestly been really great.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And then in closing, so we got a lot of roofers on, a lot of contractors, but specifically roofing tonight.
Yeah.
What would be your message to them? That person that's maybe not opened their mind up, or maybe they just thought it wasn't for them. They've got their blockers and their blinders on. What would you say to the members of the roofing industry?
I would probably compare this to investing in Bitcoin back in 2000, maybe 13. If you look at Australia, they have about a 40% adoption in solar power. We're at probably a 4% maybe now.
Yeah.
And we're about to be Australia in the next few years. So either you jump on that Bitcoin train, or you can cry about it later.